So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Join me for the second video of the day. Taking some time to calm myself down a little bit and just, I guess, relax a bit. Obviously, I wanted to talk more about, obviously, the Inhams, taking more of a shot, at their ifam now. Obviously, I know obviously there was a hell of a lot of things I was saying. Obviously, one of the things I was saying the video I put out this morning is that, I went back and I was looking at it yesterday and I was looking at their channel, and the one thing that really did concern me was the amount of thumbnail videos there were that had thumbnails of the girls, Isabel, Isla and Esme in their swimwear. And we all know that's down to Chris, so we all know he's the one that edits the videos and chooses the thumbnails and things like that. But I guess you can also blame Sarah because she's the one that lets him use thumbnails like that. She should be telling him to change the thumbnails and not let him put vlogs out there that have thumbnails like that. I don't think either one of them are worse than the other. I think they're both just as bad as one another. Neither of them are fit or competent enough to be parents. As simple as that. I looked at the allegations, right, that were made against Chris years ago. And I think about, the girl did the big video talking about what Chris did, and I just think to myself, why would she have done that video if she knew that Chris was lying? The one thing that I'm struggling to understand is what reason she would have had for me, for lying about something that was so serious. Because child grooming is a very serious thing to lie about. It's very serious to lie and say that you've been groomed, you've been groomed by someone. She would have known also, the problems it would have caused. We all know why Chris wasn't arrested. Chris wasn't arrested and charged with anything because of the girl's age. It wasn't because he was innocent, it was only because of the girl's age. Had she been younger, maybe 13, 14, I don't doubt that Chris would have been arrested and taken. Obviously, would have been nicked. And he would have been locked up for that. But he wasn't locked up or charged with anything because of the girl's age, because she was 16, which is the legal age of consent here in the UK. So, therefore, he hadn't really committed a criminal offence. But at the end of the day, people seem to think that the fact that he wasn't arrested and charged with anything automatically means he didn't do it. But that's not the case. And it's the same with the fact that he's denied what he did. The fact that he's denied, the fact that he said he didn't do it, doesn't automatically mean he didn't do it. He's never going to admit, at the end of the day, the way I see it, Chris is never going to admit to doing what he did. He's always going to deny it and say he didn't do it. And of course the ifam are stupid and gullible enough to believe every single thing they ever say. And this is the biggest part of the problem here, is that no matter what Chris and Sarah say, the ifam will always believe what they say, regardless of how true it actually is. And this, and as I said, this is the main issue. This is the main problem here. It's the fact that the ifam will believe every single thing they say, regardless of how true it is. I don't for a single second believe that Chris was telling the truth. I don't for a single second believe that Chris didn't do what he did. As I said, why would that girl have posted a video talking about what Chris did to her if she knew she was lying? If she knew she was lying, she would never have done. I doubt she would have done that video if she'd known she was lying about it. My thinking of it is, the only reason she would have had to lie about this is if if she had an issue with them, or if she had some kind of vendetta against them, or some sort of agenda against them. But I don't think it's a case of somebody just having, that these allegations were just rather just a case of somebody having an agenda against them, or a vendetta of any sort. I do believe that girl was telling the truth, and I've always believed that. Just because, people shouldn't always, all I'm saying is, people shouldn't always believe that Chris and Sarah are telling the truth. I do think that it is actually shameful that Sarah has stood by Chris after what he did, and that she believes he's telling the truth when he said he didn't do it. She's just as stupid and gullible as the ifam are. The fact that she had 3 kids by a man who did what Chris did, and I think any normal woman would have thrown her husband out of the house if he was accused of something like that. And again, as I was saying at the start of the video, the thumbnails, as I said, there are hundreds of thumbnails. As I said in my earlier video, there are hundreds of videos that had thumbnails of Esme, Isla and Isabel in bikinis and swimwear. That to me says a lot to me about the sort of people that they really are. If that doesn't show people it doesn't show the ifam what sort of people they really are, I don't know what does. Because that to me certainly says a lot to me about the sort of people that they are. The fact that they would think it was acceptable to use thumbnails like that for a video. That says a lot to me about Chris in particular. Because obviously we know that Sarah doesn't really edit the videos or anything like that. We know that Chris does all of the editing. So the fact that Chris thinks it's okay to use thumbnails like that really says a lot to me about him. The reason I did my video I did earlier was because there was a hell of a lot of things that I felt really needed to be said. I wanted to really give the ifam a piece of my mind and really kind of show how angry I was, and how upset I was at the fact that people keep defending Chris and Sarah every single day and keep condoning every single thing they say and do. To be honest, I don't really care if people are really sort of upset or offended by the things I said in that video, because at the end of it, I'm past caring. If people are really that upset and offended by what I say, then maybe they shouldn't be watching my videos. It's as simple as that. I'm not doing these videos towards World War III. I'm doing these videos because these are things, because I have things I need to say, and things that I want to say, things I want to get off my chest, and this is my platform to be able to do that. It's just I don't know what else to say at this point. I really honestly don't. I wish there was something more I could say about this, but there just isn't really anything else I can say about this that hasn't already been said. Other than this situation is absolutely ridiculous in every sense of the word. And there is just no denying how ridiculous the situation is. There's no denying how ridiculous the ifam are, and as I said in the video this morning, thankfully more and more people are now starting to realise just how ridiculous the ifam are. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. The ifam might think that we're the ones in the wrong for calling Chris and Sarah out, for criticising them, but not everybody has to agree with what they do. But that's what the ifam seem to think. The ifam seem to think that every single person out there in the world should agree with what Chris and Sarah do. You know, but this is the thing, not everyone has to agree with the things they do. There are people like myself out there who don't agree with what they do, who don't agree with what they do. You know, no, I'm not going to start, bringing up the threats or anything like that, because, the threats or anything the threats or anything don't need to be mentioned in this video, because, the threats have no relevance to what my issue is. The threats I made have no relevance to the issues I have with the ifam. So this is what these videos are about. These videos today are about my issues with the ifam. This for me, this is me settling straws with the ifam. This is me giving the ifam their just desserts. This is me giving the ifam what they deserve, which is a jolly good mouthful. I just wish that a lot of these ifam would seriously just wake the fuck up and realise that what Chris and Sarah and them are doing is so badly wrong. Because it is wrong. We all know that all these people, including myself and others, who have an ounce of common sense, know that what Chris and Sarah are doing is wrong. It's just I don't get, I sit here and I struggle to understand why the ifam defend Chris and Sarah every single day, day in and day out. I struggle to understand why the ifam condone every single thing they do. There's so much that I genuinely struggle to understand about what they do and why they do it. It's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. There's no way to describe it. There's no other way to. There's not really anything else that could be said about it that hasn't already been said. But yeah, as I said, what people really need to think about is just because Chris denied what he did, said he didn't do it, doesn't automatically mean he didn't do it. Just because he wasn't arrested and charged with anything, doesn't mean he never did anything. Because we all know that he wasn't. We all know it's not that he wasn't innocent. We all know the only reason he was charged is because Adele wasn't really underage. She was 16, which is the legal age of consent. We all know that had that girl been younger, had that girl been about 13, 14, Chris would have been arrested and charged without a doubt. There's no doubt whatsoever in my mind about the fact that had that girl been slightly younger, Chris would definitely have been arrested and charged. But he wasn't arrested, obviously, because she was 16. It's not because he was innocent, it was because the girl was basically, it was a legal age of consent. So therefore, Chris hadn't really committed a criminal offence. In the eyes of the law, he hadn't done anything wrong. But, this just has to be said. It really did need to be said. I don't know what else to say, really. I feel like I've said everything I needed to say in today's videos. As I said, I don't really care if people are, upset or offended by what I said. At the end of the day, the ifam have upset and offended me by the fact that they're willing to defend Chris and Sarah every day. The fact that they're willing to condone every single thing Chris and Sarah say and do, that upsets and offends me. Because the way I see it, Chris and Sarah shouldn't be getting defended. People shouldn't be condoning what they do. But sadly, some idiots out there are willing to condone what they do, and are willing to defend them every single day, day in and day out 24/7. And those people needed to be given a few harsh words. Those people needed to be given a mouthful for their troubles. You know, these people needed to be brought down a peg or two. These people needed to be brought down off their high horses. You know, these people needed a slap in the face, or they needed a slap in the mouth. And that's what this video was. This video was me giving them a slap in the mouth. You know. You know, I knew that I said a lot of things that the ifam are not gonna like. But why would I care if the ifam like or agree with what I said? You know, at the end of the day, I don't care because I know I'm right. I know that everything I say in my videos about Chris and Sarah and them is true. That's why I do these videos. Again, why would I do these videos if I knew that everything I was saying in these videos was lies? Why would I do these videos if I knew that everything I was saying wasn't true, that nothing I was saying was true? You know, I'm only doing these videos because I know that everything I'm saying is right and I know that everything I'm saying is true. I wouldn't be doing these videos if I didn't think that. Honestly, I wouldn't. You know, I honestly wouldn't be doing these videos if I knew I was lying. But this is the thing, like, I've never felt I was lying at all, never. You know, the ifam just need to wake the fuck up. You know, enough said. You know, that's all I have to say in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This was like a little part 2 to the video I did earlier on. You know, a few extra little points that needed to be made. So yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you for another video soon. Bye bye.